Very clearly right here.
Go ahead. Pick your teeth. Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy, Kingdom Soldier and Kingdom Wifey. And we're back again with another commentary. You guys asked for it, and I made it happen. It has been an exercise in asking every single day. And finally, today, Tanya decided that she was going to come on and talk to you guys with me about what our 2016 has been like, because it's been an amazing year. It started off not so good, and it didn't look like the year was going to end the way that it started. It didn't look like it was going to end.
No, it looked like it was going to end the way that it started, which was not so good.
Yeah, it was bad, to say the least. So, I mean, do you want to say something about how the year started, in your opinion? Like, what was off?
Let's see. We had 2 cars, and then we had no cars. Within a matter of 2 months, they both decided, you know what? We don't want to work anymore. Suckers.
Yeah, we had a van that broke down.
What are you all doing?
We're making a video.
I'm hungry.
How are you hungry?
It's 7 o'clock at night, bro. 7:30.
I'm waving at you.
Why?
So you can go outside so we can finish making this video. Close the door, please. Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
You're funny. I saw you run into that.
Alright, so Evan decided to stop by and say hello. But I think I was saying that we had a van and it died. And Tanya had a Beetle. Now, here's the thing about this Beetle. This Beetle was her dream car. This was the car she always wanted. What was the car you wanted? A Cougar? Old school? Like before that? Way back in the day? She wanted a Cougar. Who even makes the Cougar?
Mercury.
Mercury Cougar.
I don't even know if Mercury's a company anymore.
I don't think so. It's still a planet. So,
Well.
there's that. So, yeah, that didn't make any sense. Don't laugh at that. It was really stupid. So, you drinking my water? Just without even, what if there was like spit in there or something?
Is there?
No. I mean, I backwash pretty well. Is it called backwash or backsplash? Backwash? Whatever. So, we went from having 2 vehicles, a van that was given to us and a Beetle that we bought, because we had our first vehicle get totaled, and that's a long story. We won't even go there. So we had these 2 vehicles, they were both gone. We are a carless family of 5, with Tanya working all the way in Tacoma. Luckily, she had someone that she knew from our church that worked with her, and with me working at the church by our apartment. And that, I guess, is the other sad fact of our life at this early stages of 2016. You want to talk about our apartment? I mean,
If I turned around in this room, it's probably the same amount of space. It was small. I won't say that it was small, but it's small for 5 people.
and our kids murdered it. I mean,
They do what
murdered it. Yes, they did what children do. And we did what parents of little children do and didn't really repair much. So we didn't invite anybody over ever. Like, you weren't allowed in our house. I mean, I would use every excuse in the book to not let people in there. So much so that I didn't even ask people to help me move. The only people that helped me move were people that volunteered. And I was like, well, I can't really say no to a volunteer. So I let them come volunteer, and I had to give all these warnings and these, like, you know, hey, just so you know, we've been, and I probably made some stuff up. When we moved, we kind of just threw stuff on the ground.
Living there for 5 years.
It was,
I
didn't even talk about the rent.
I didn't feel that bad.
I didn't even talk about the rent. So the rent at our apartment had gone up
every
year, but a total of $300 in the 5 years we lived there. From like $1,300 to $1,600.
Yeah.
16,
give or take.
So it was like $1,660, and we just wanted to live in a bigger place. We wanted to live in a house, and we went searching and found nothing. Nothing. I mean, we literally could find nothing. And so we're standing probably about March of this year, around Easter time maybe. So maybe April.
Let's hear what you're going to say first.
And we were carless and living in an apartment that we didn't like. and we weren't making any more money. We didn't really have a place. We actually looked at ourselves and said, where are we? We don't have money, so we're not going to get a car.
That's what it is.
Not going to happen. So a chain of events happened throughout the year that just are uncanny and turned our lives around, not just our year around. And I'll talk about the first because it involved me. You can talk about the second because the second involved you.
Everything involves me.
So the first one
Everything involves me.
was a black Honda. And so I'm standing in front of these people talking, and I was telling them how thankful I was because whenever I needed a ride, there was always one that was offered before I could ask. My wife, for work, never had to ask for a ride. She actually had to turn them down, and because she doesn't like doing that, like, you know, depending on others when we can try to figure it out ourselves. And both of us had to really lean on other people during this time. And so I'm standing in front of these people talking about how bad our situation is and that we don't have a car. And lo and behold, is this Evan? Okay, Evan, we'll be out in a second. We'll be out in a second.
See you in a minute.
Evan, what can you say? We love him to death. So I was talking to these people, and I said, you know, thank you guys, blah, blah, blah. You know, not having a car is really hard for my family. And at the end of this little kind of overview I was giving, this lady walks up and she says, you need a car? And I kind of looked around like, did she not just hear my story? Like, is she just being a jerk? Like, this is mean. Like, why would you ask somebody that needs a car if they need a car? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, well, I have one you can borrow. And I said, oh, for how long? Till you guys get something? I was like, so I'm thinking total beater. Like, I'm about to get a Pinto with some rims on it or something. Like, it was gonna be bad. Like, who just loans a vehicle? Who has an extra vehicle sitting at their house that's in good condition? Like, what type of person does that? So I get to her house. Was it that night or the next night? I think it was the next night. I go to her house to pick up this car, and lo and behold, it was a 1992 Honda Civic. But it was in great condition. I mean, the outside of the car looked great. The inside of the car, I was amazed by the inside of the car was cloth, but somehow
Maroon cloth.
it wasn't torn apart. So obviously, even though she had 2 kids, they just didn't tear up the car, I guess. So we borrowed that car. We drove it for a while, and it was weird. Okay, James, this is what our kids do. We don't have privacy. If you're thinking about having children, take your time. We waited 4 years, not technically because not on purpose, but we waited 4 years. And now we have to wait another like 14, 15 to have privacy again. So, and that's if they all go away and don't come home and go to college. And you know. Anyway, I digress. So we ended up getting this black car. It was a great blessing. I actually told the church about it because I was so excited. I told everybody I could and everybody that wanted to listen because I was just like, you know what? This is awesome. This is such a blessing that out of the blue, when we had nothing, we got something. And I drove it sometimes. Tanya drove it sometimes. Now, this is where, and this is one of the blessings that maybe Tanya won't mention, but I will, that this year has changed for me, is I became the taxi cab. Like, I literally was driving probably 2 to 4 hours a day because I would go and drop Tanya off, then I would go and I would drop off the kids, and then I would go to church, and then I would come back, and then I would get the kids, and then I would go back to Tacoma to pick up Tanya. And for some reason, traffic just didn't like me. So I would spend an hour and a half just sitting in traffic with 3 kids in the car. It was so much fun.
So let's see what happened. A lady had approached. I think she talked to you first, right?
You texted me and said,
oh, see, I obviously don't know the story. So this lady had approached me and said, hey, did you guys find a car? Somebody here who does not want to be mentioned has one and they want to give it to you. Of course, let's be real. When someone says they want to give you a car, it's an Oldsmobile or a Buick LeSabre like 1962. It's cool, right? We were going to accept it no matter what it was, if it drove, whatever. So I said, yeah, we have this car that we're kind of borrowing from somebody, but, I'm willing to, if you're the middleman, let's chat about it, or if the other person wants to talk to me, whatever. So I texted Anthony and said, hey, have you heard somebody here has a car they want to give us. Have you heard anything about it? No, of course he had not. So a couple of days later, I think I was going to get one of my kids from something, because I still don't want to mention this person and where they're at. I was getting one of my kids from something, and the lady comes up to me and she says, hey, so, you know, I don't know if so-and-so had talked to you, but I'm the person that has the car. Did you guys find anything? And I said, no, we weren't looking, so how would we have found something? I have no money. Come on. And she says, so I have the car. It's a 2003 Mercedes. And I'm thinking, okay, what? Why are you getting rid of this? So I'm asking questions because I'm nosy and I want to know why you're doing this. You know, why are you getting rid of this car? What's going on? She says, it's 2003. I bought it brand new. I'm the only owner. I need a smaller car. And so I was going to use this as a trade-in. But I've got the cash, so I just decided to buy the car outright, and I want to give this to you. It's big enough for your entire family. Like I said, I'm the only owner. Everything is up to date. How do you feel? Duh, lady. I don't even know why you asked a question there. Give me the keys today. So we went a little bit back and forth. Her son was in town, and he was going to drive it for a little bit. She wanted to get it detailed, present it to us, blah, blah, blah. So we go to, finally it's available. She says, hey, you know, you guys haven't seen it, but let's go down to the licensing place and get it put in your name. We go down there. She says, hey, we look at it and we're like, this lady's crazy. Why
I'll put a picture on the screen.
Why would she give this away? Gorgeous, just beautiful leather, everything inside of it works. Just doesn't even make any sense. But like I said, she had decided to buy a brand new 2016 Mercedes. And she just didn't need two cars. So she didn't need two cars. She said, hey, do you want to test drive it? Not really. Just give us the keys and get out of our face. But yes, of course, because we're polite people. Drove it around, went in, got the title, done deal. Beautiful.
And now we still are the owners of this Mercedes. And what Tanya didn't tell you is that not only did she do that, she agreed. Now, let me not say agreed. Volunteered. We didn't ask for this. Because we would, when she gave us like a $10,000 car, like just to keep, we didn't want to ask for anything. We didn't believe it. We literally stood there like, and we apologized to her because we couldn't be excited. We just were like,
yeah, what?
What is happening right now?
Who does this?
This is the second person that's offered us a vehicle, and this lady's giving us a Mercedes to keep forever? And so, and it costs nothing. And so then she volunteered.
Paid for the title to be transferred
she took us to the DMV and paid for the title to be put in my name. Then she volunteers to pay for insurance for a year, to pay for liability insurance for a year. And she told us, if anything happens to the car in the first year that you can't afford to fix, give me a call. And she reminded us repeatedly, call me, call me, call me, call me, call me. Now, of course, you know, we're really,
we're still those people.
That's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
You know, to call somebody when there's a repair that you can't fix, I'd rather just keep the car in the garage until, now it's driving perfectly fine, but I'd rather just keep the car in the garage until I could afford it. Because, you know, it is expensive to fix a Mercedes. So, that wasn't the end. That was just the beginning. Those two blessings were the beginning. Now, the black car.
Let me say that the same lady, though, let me interject. The same lady at the end of the summer decided, hey, you know what? Your husband had said something a couple of weeks ago, and you know, it just really touched me, really spoke to me, and so I've decided that I'd like to buy all of your kids school clothes and school supplies. What do you mean though? Like, you know, let's just meet up at the mall and I'll just pay for everything. But what do you mean you'll pay for everything? Like, you'll pay for everything? Yeah, just meet me at the mall. Tell me. I'm like, well, what if I just give you sizes? No, because I want you to have whatever you want to have. So meet me at the mall. Let's do this. Go to the mall. I put a couple things because, of course, it's not my dime. I'm not going to just fill carts with stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm like, well, here's a pair of pants here and a shirt and blah. She's like, no. Fill this cart up. Everybody gets pants. Everyone gets shoes. Everyone gets this. Oh, and, you know, because of part B of what he's about to say, I'm going to buy some stuff for your house. What are you doing, lady? It's weird. She's great, though.
So, she spent a lot of money on our kids.
I think it was about...
She bought school supplies. She bought clothes, and I cook. Like, I'm the one that likes to
socks.
cook a lot in the house. Tanya cooks, but I like to cook a lot. I cook for us, pretty much. She cooks more for the kids. I cook for us a lot at nighttime when the kids go to bed. Yes, we have a fourth meal, and it's not Taco Bell. But she bought these pots and pans, and I was so excited because I needed new pots and pans. And
Nice
so,
pots and pans.
she bought expensive pots and pans.
Yeah.
And if you cook, you know how important it is to have that good, new, non-scratched up pan that you can, stovetop with. And all the lids match and they fit and none of the lid tops are off. I mean, it was just amazing. So what Tanya was alluding to is what happened next. The next blessing, but not the last blessing. The next blessing that happened this year was that we just decided that we were going to stay in our apartment because we couldn't find a place. And it actually brought a lot of contention between the two of us because we had a huge disagreement over it. It was a nightmare and a half.
And then I was right.
And Tanya was right. Yeah, just guys, they're always right. I mean,
But not only are we always right, but we're always right. Don't play this game. I can
just
see you.
scratching my face.
I can see you.
Oh yeah, this camera. Didn't think about that. I gotta figure out how to make it so you can't see while we're talking. So I get a text message that says, "Would you ever live in blank city, the city that we live in now?" Some of you know this because I probably mentioned it on Twitter or whatever. But would you ever live in blank city? Blank city is like 20 minutes away from where we live. And I said, now we had gotten to the point where we were so frustrated about this situation, we didn't even want to get our hopes up. And so I just said, I don't know why. And they said, well, I just need to know if you would live there. And I said, sure. Well, my mom has a house that she tried to sell, and I'm not lying to you guys, for 1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
And got tired of trying to sell it. And she asked me if I knew somebody, and I immediately thought of you. Now, the reason she thought of me, this is, there's this saying, and I know not all of you believe in God, but there's this saying, the Lord works in mysterious ways. At the beginning of the year, I had one of my teams at the church write out 3 things you wanted for the year. For me, I said transportation. Bam, we just told you we got some transportation. We had the Mercedes now at this point. The black car actually got stolen, and then it went back into the hands of the owner when the police found it. They didn't really want to give us their car back after it got stolen from our parking lot. So I said I wanted transportation. The second thing I said I wanted was a home that was large enough for my family. I wanted reliable transportation and a home that was large enough for my family. And so she said, I thought of you. She was the person that got my card at the beginning of the year and prayed for me and knew what I wanted. And so when her mom asked, immediately she thought of us. And so she gave us this text and she was like, well, my mom has a house, blah, blah, blah. I'll get you the key. She got me the key the next day, I think. The next day, the next morning, and literally within a couple hours, I had already seen the house. They were shocked. They were like, you guys work fast. And so our first thought was, we can't afford this place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
first we were like, oh no, it's going to be an Oldsmobile house.
Now, this is true. We did think it was going to be an Oldsmobile house. If someone offers you to move into their home, their parents have a home, they've tried to sell it, but they didn't want to sell it, you're like, ooh, this is going to be a beater. We're going to have to put a lot of work into it. But we kind of looked at each other and said, big freaking deal. She said it had 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. We were good. Like, we need 4 bedrooms for our 5 people. So we were good. We were excited. We go see this house. And I'll put some pictures on the screen for you guys. Wow. Hardwood floors throughout. There's only one place in our house that has carpet on the steps. Do you know how easy it is to clean up hardwood floors when you have 3 little kids that spill all the time? Everything they eat, everything they touch. It, like, when you become a parent, you just... Hey, wait, put that closer to the table. Watch out for my drink. You always think your kids are going to spill your drink because they've done it so many times. And then they just spill and spill. And our kids were notorious in our apartment for spilling. And they would like to wipe it up. They would just walk away and there would be a stain later. And we'd be like, what is this? What is this underneath this bear or underneath this toy? When did this happen? There's a stain on the carpet. We can't do anything about it. We actually got our carpets cleaned and it really didn't do anything. It was pretty sad.
For sure.
Yeah, it was like, it made the clean parts look cleaner. That was it. And so it made the dirt, light-skinned dirt. Light-skinned dirt. Oh, that's stupid. And so, anyway, I was talking about this house. So we come to the house. Not only does it have 3 bathrooms, it has 3 full bathrooms. 3 bathrooms with showers and bathtubs. That was amazing. there's this extra room downstairs that I'm in right now that became my office. I was like, ooh, this has potential. Has a closet. Because my wife has so many lovely clothes. They're all lovely and beautiful. That her closet, aka the closet in our bedroom, aka stacks all over the room, aka wherever she can fit clothes, the drawers, wherever she can fit clothing. On the back of the door, we had to get a new hook. On the back of the door in the bathroom, over the shower curtain.
And I don't feel bad.
She shouldn't feel bad because you look beautiful. But she has a lot of clothes. And for me to have my own closet in my own room was amazing and miraculous. And I knew it had the potential because I was going to school. Dang, that's another blessing I didn't even talk about. I knew that I was going to be going to school and starting seminary this year. And so I needed a place to study. So we come into this house and we're just like, vaulted ceiling.
Fireplace.
Hardwood floors. 2 fireplaces. 3 balconies, 1 off our bedroom, 1 off the living room, and a huge one off the back of the house, a front yard and a backyard, a 2-car garage, a neighborhood with a elementary school in 10 minutes walking distance. I walk my kids to school every day. 10 minutes walking distance from our house. We just were like, what is this, heaven? Did we die?
Someone died here.
Something
I know
happened.
that there's...
We still don't understand because the people that moved out of this
there?
house, we don't get it because they could have lived here pretty much for free. So we don't understand why they moved. They gave us a reason, like they owned another house and they wanted, I was like, why wouldn't you rent that out and live here? This place is amazing. They only had 1 kid, we have 3. I don't care, praise the Lord, they're a blessing. We're happy. So we look at all this and we believe, okay, this is a mansion. We can't afford a mansion. They're gonna ask us at least $2,000 for this house a month, and we can't afford that. So as our hopes rose, they also were like, ooh. The nicer the house got, the less likely our bedroom is so big, it's stupid. Biggest bedroom we've ever had. We don't even know what to do with all the space in there. It's literally our kids can just run around in circles.
It's for clothes.
Yeah, Tanya's clothes. But that's like the outskirts. The middle of the room is just wide open. It's just, Tanya has her own bathroom. Again, I share it. I get some space in there. There should be 2 sinks in there. That's the only thing. There's only 1 sink. There should be 2 so we can do stuff at the same time. Right? Anyway,
no,
it's her bathroom.
I don't want to share it.
I have my own bathroom down here, but I
tub.
never use it. We have the corporate bathroom upstairs that the kids use, and I try to stay out of there because they miss a lot. If we have 3 boys, they miss. There's toothpaste all over the room. We got to clean that bathroom like every day. But it's a blessing. So we look at the house, we make the call, and I'm not lying to you guys. This is what she says. Well, how much can you pay?
Let's just throw out a number.
How do you answer that?
No.
I'm looking at this gigantic home that I would not let anybody move in for less than $1,800 a month. Not even remotely. And she said, how much can you pay? And to be honest, I did not want to pay more than what we were paying in the apartment, but I also wanted to pay less. Because I knew that the expenses, woo, Jesus, the heat and the electricity. I knew that the expenses were going to be expensive in this house. So I shot a little low, and I won't tell you the exact number, but I shot a little low. But her specific instructions to me were, pay what you can't, tell us what you can pay, just don't, like rob us blind. So don't say like $500. And so I gave her a number, she accepted it. Then what we ran into is that we had to break our lease at our apartments, and we had to pay them $1 million. And so I then called her and said, so there's this problem, we gotta pay off our lease and move, and you want us to move in early. I mean, the funny thing is we moved in this house 2 weeks before we started paying for it. They were paying for the lights, they were paying for the electricity, they were paying for the garbage. I mean, we lived here for 2 weeks because they said, can you move in a little early, because we don't want, they didn't want the house to be empty. And they didn't want the neighbors to be like, ooh, there's nobody in there, let's go rob it, like Home Alone. We didn't, and we couldn't leave one of our kids in here, like Macaulay Culkin.
Come on.
And so
we just watched that movie, that's why.
Yeah, it was stuck in our brains. Yesterday? Yeah, 2 days ago.
Christmas?
Dang. I'm getting old. So, yeah. So, she tells us, I called her and I just said, hey, so is there anything we can do? And I said, can we either pay just $1,000 for the whole month of September? Or can we pay you like half now and halfway through September? She said, $1,000 is cool. Have a good day. What?
Why?
So the last blessing, I think, is the last blessing. I think. I told you guys I started going to college. Oh, well, I guess I can say this, and then we'll talk about Shadow. I call Shadow, but I don't know the real name. Not only did I start school, but I just got my grades a couple days ago. I think I made a video about this. I just got my grades. Actually, yes, I did yesterday.
Well, you started school. We'll go to the grades in a second, but you started school, and then 2 people decided that they would pay for it.
Oh! I forgot about that. Dang. So I started school, and it was going to be a certain amount of money a month that we didn't have, because it's like, fresh car payment. And not only did I get like $1,800 knocked off of my school bill for the quarter because of this random grant that existed when I thought we were going to go broke trying to put me in school.
Excuse me.
But someone else, I had people from the church volunteer to basically pay for me to go to school. And they just wrote me a check for a month and gave it to me. So I had school paid for. And oh, wait. I had the whole quarter paid for.
Yeah.
Because that second lady, wow. I preached a sermon and I talked about the fact that I was in seminary and that it was a challenge for me. And she basically gave me a check as I was leaving church. And, again, Oldsmobile. I was like, oh, she gave me $20. That's so nice. Stuck it in my pocket. Nope. It was 2 months of my school bills and then an extra $100 that she gave me. And Tanya and I couldn't believe it. I showed her the check in the car and we were like,
does this?
And then we got into that mode. We gotta cash this real quick.
Fake.
How can we get this in the bank? And then what do we do if it bounces? Do we go back and say, hey, so this
you owe
check,
us?
No, we probably would have just scrapped it because we're those people. So extremely blessed. And then I got my grades a couple days ago. I made a video about this a day ago or 2 days ago, whenever you guys see this. But I made the dean's list. I ended up getting 2 A+, a 99, and a 99.56. And like I said before, my wife reminded me that regardless of how difficult I think it was and how bad my study habits are, how slowly I read, how procrastinated I was during the entire quarter, I got 2 A+. So obviously I did something right. Amen and amen. All right, so I'll let Tanya tell you about the final blessing of the year.
He always sets me up for these things, but I don't know what I'm supposed to really be saying here. I know what it is. I don't know what you want me to tell.
Oh, it just kind of came.
I don't do this
happened.
all the time. I'm talking to people I can't see.
It's weird, I know, but they're there. Like, they're looking at us right now, and they're...
Tell me you like my shirt if you're really there. It's butterflies. Who doesn't like
Put it in the
butterflies?
comments.
Yeah. Okay, back to what I was saying, So, at the end of the year, I decided to switch jobs. Just needed something, just needed something else. They were raising I carried the family's insurance on my plan, or at my work, so I'm paying for it out of my checks. And it was just getting ridiculous. They were going to raise the rates about 8%, but give no raises. And nah, son, no. I'm not going to go to work on January 2nd and make less money than I made on January 30th. You got the wrong one. So I decided it's time to look for something else. Great opportunity just literally fell in my lap. They're like, we're going to give you 10% more than what you're already making. Plus, we pay for your entire family's insurance. We obviously pay our deductible, but they cover the entire family, dental, medical, vision, life insurance. When I'm there for a little bit longer, 401k, which they match 100%. Stock options. I'm a partial owner of the company, which is a great company. I won't tell you the name though, because I don't need nobody following me. So anyway, so to do all of this and obviously make a little bit more money, so have a little bit of money. The job is about an hour away. It's not an hour away physically, but because a lot of people are working in this city because it's a higher end city where they pay more money. Pretty snooty, which is why I have long hair now, because I have to fit in. Just kidding. Be yourself. Anyway, so it's far away. We're trying to figure out how to get there, and I had rented a car, and Anthony had to stay home for a week so I could drive our Mercedes, and it just wasn't working out. So I said, we've got to do something. We got to get another car. I don't know how. I don't know where. I don't know what we're going to do.
And I was Debbie down there like, we ain't got no money?
Yeah.
What you talking about? We ain't got no money?
Man, right? So we decided, I decided, I'm like, well, I'm just going to do some stuff and see what happens. So I fill out this form online with this company. Dude calls me back and I'm like, hey,
You
I
can
don't
tell
have
them
time
the
to
company.
talk.
I think it would be helpful to them. I think it's not promoting them.
It is promoting them because this guy's great. I'm going to say it all at the end.
Oh, okay, go ahead. My bad, I messed up her story.
Ruder.
We can just cut this all out. Nobody will ever
No,
see this.
I worked hard for that portion of the story. Anyway, so I'm just filling out the information. The guy gives me a call. We're watching a movie. I don't want to talk to you when I'm trying to watch a movie. I think the movie ended up being boo sauce anyway. But
It wasn't that sausage thing, was it?
No.
Do
Do not watch Sausage Party. And
Oh
if
my
you did,
God.
and you enjoyed it. I
Don't
had-
talk about them because
I
they
had-
watch my videos.
Oh, it's great.
We're judging you in our heads.
Yeah. Anyway, so watch this movie. I'm like, I don't have time to talk to you. So he's emailing me back and forth, and he just says, you know, what are you looking for? I don't really have an idea of what I'm looking for. I just say, I need something that gets great miles per gallon because I drive for an hour in the mornings and an hour back. And I need
And
it
if you
to
have
be,
to go back to church and you're driving another
right,
30
I
minutes, and then
spend so
another
much
30
time in
minutes.
traffic. I'm now in
Yeah.
Anthony 6 months ago, where I just drive.
No longer taxi cab.
Yeah, good for you. I could be a carpool lane though. Anyway, so
You
I'm.
can take a kid with you. Leave him in the car all day. I don't know.
People get arrested for that?
Oh, we didn't say
Yeah, we didn't.
that.
Anyway, so filling out the information, he says, "What are you looking for? Miles per gallon." Other than that, I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm not so fancy that matters to me. I mean, appearance-wise matters to me. I just need to get to where I'm getting. So he says, well, I have this 2015 Chevy, and it's only got like 36,000 miles,
yeah.
34,000 miles on it. Do you think you could do $1,500 down payment? $1,500 down payment? What? Now, at this point, I was willing to do $2,500. So I'm like, yeah, I can do $1,500. He's like, great, come in tomorrow. So then I go into research mode because I'm like, what kind of car is this? 2015, but you're
She
going
was
to give me
looking
this.
at this car for hours.
I don't
on the
mess
phone.
around. I research things. I don't even feel bad.
You should.
So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I can get with this. Specifically, let's be honest, the real reason was because it had Bluetooth and I like to listen to music. I sing in and I direct a choir, and so I have to listen to and learn and study a lot of music all the time. So that hour drive is like my carpool karaoke minus James Corden. Yeah,
karaoke.
it's really just me singing to myself. It's great. So we go down there and we're talking to the guy. His name is Walter Poole. If you're ever in the need for a car and you want to get
Number
something.
7 enterprise salesman.
No, he's number
in the country.
5.
Number 4.
He's in the top
6.
5, 7.
Teen.
Top. He's the only dude on the West Coast, right? In the top 10? Who cares?
Yes,
It's not about him.
he's
We don't
number
care.
1 on the West
Anyway,
Coast.
he's great. Great.
Awesome.
He's from Enterprise. You know them as a car rental place. You might know them as a car sales
I don't
place.
have his card.
I don't know
I'd
what
show
you
it to
know.
you.
They're all upstairs. I don't know what you know about Enterprise. But if you're ever buying a car and you're buying a used car, not a new car, because we can't all afford to get a new car, check out Enterprise. Number 1, their cars are rental cars, so you know that they're very well taken care of. This sounds like a commercial for them, and I apologize, but they're just really, really great. They take care of their cars, they service them, they're beautiful, they're clean, blah, 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 blah. So we get down there. He does his magic. We didn't come prepared at all. We brought none of the paperwork.
Tony's using his computer to pull
Right,
up
I'm like,
her pay
can I print my
stubs.
pay stub from here? I've only worked here for a couple of weeks, but it tells you right here on the screen that I do have an actual job where I make money.
My license was expired.
Expired. He's like, just get it to us. They were able to look it up online once he had got it fixed, and so it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't suspended or anything like that. It just expired from his birthday. I don't want you to think he's a criminal anymore. So, they watched Kingdom Stories, right?
Yeah, I was a criminal. Whatever.
So,
Smooth
don't
criminal.
your past is not your present. Anyway, so we do all of this,
We get the car.
get the car.
It's on the screen. Bam.
Yeah, we decide, he talks about you just need to pay this amount. And we're like, well, what if we give you more money? I don't know why we're saying this, is pretty stupid, but what if we give you more money? He's like, it's not gonna make a difference in your payment, so you're just giving us money to give us money. Give us the keys, we're out. Got the keys, I mean, it was the simplest process.
Seamless.
And Anthony kept saying to me, like, you know, you're being really nice here and saying that, and this is what he sounds like. You're being really nice here and you're saying that they're, you know, going
She
above
just kept
and
making
beyond.
compliments.
Because they went above and beyond. Like, if
But
you've
wasn't
ever
I
bought...
better than I normally am?
Yes, but if you've ever bought a car, you know the rigmarole and all the things that you
used to be
have
a car
to deal
salesman.
with, then you don't feel like you can trust people. And I felt just instantly, and I don't like anybody. No one. It's not a lie. I thought you were going to try to counter, but he knows. I don't like anybody. I just have this wall. And so for me to immediately feel comfortable with you and trust that you're telling me the truth and you're doing the right thing, if you're not, it'll come back to you. So I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
It'll
that
come back to
car
you in the
place
end.
that sold us
Yeah,
that
yeah.
deal.
Well, they were called Goodfellas. So
Whoa, you said the name, right?
Goodfellas. I want people to know, don't go there. And if you work for them, you suck. Anyway.
Unless you watch my videos, you're a great person. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sellout! No, I'm just joking. That car place was pretty rude to us. But now we have Shadow, self-starting Shadow with Bluetooth in the garage.
OnStar for free 5 months. I got the lady to throw in 2 months because I'm just so charming.
She is pretty charming.
I'm very charming.
She's got me to give babies. I was trying to see if I could get away with that. Obviously not. We'll be erasing this part of the video as well. Look.
Is this how I turn it off?
No, don't press the button. So, we got a car. We got another car. We have 2 cars in the garage right now. We both have our own vehicles. They're in great condition. They run perfectly. Even though my car has 170,000 miles on it, it runs wonderfully. Like, wonderfully.
Yep.
I started school, got good grades. Tanya got a brand new job.
Kids were student of the month the first month of school.
Geez.
How do you have 2 kids be student of the month?
We have
first
2
month?
kids. Out of the 5 kids, because of the 5 grades that get student of the month, out of those 5 kids, the first month of the year, September, 2 of those kids, I guess that'd be like this, there was 3 left, 2 of those kids were our children, was our first grader and our third grader. Amazing.
Good year.
It just was a good year for us. And I can honestly tell you guys that no matter what 2017 is looking like it's gonna be, no matter how it starts, it can always end on a different note. There's this saying that I was telling somebody on YouTube comments the other day, and it's that a chapter can never tell the whole story. A chapter of your life can never tell the entire story. Your story is your story. And until you see the whole thing, you don't know how it ends. So try in 2017 not to act like how your story looks now and the chapter that you're in now is how the whole thing's gonna end. If you take the Harry Potter movies and take one piece of it, just one piece, like when he's in the graveyard fighting against Voldemort and people are dying, or when he's in the maze, like he could think my life sucks, it's over.
It did though.
But then at the very end, he does what was best for a lot of people. And he was able to help a lot of people because he just kept going. He was tenacious. And the one thing I will say about me and my wife, this year, it impacted our relationship. It impacted our relationship with our kids, each other, other people. We went through the fire and the rain. But at the end of the day, we did not stop. We kept serving, we kept leading, we kept loving others, we kept being generous, we kept doing what we're supposed to do. We did our jobs, we did them well for as long as we needed to, and now we find ourselves going into 2017. And to be honest, I'm not expecting a year like 2016. I'll just be blatantly honest. If I get it, well, praise the Lord, hallelujah. But I'm not expecting a year like 2016 because it was a stuff year. And so for me, my focus going in 2017, and I'm preempting you to maybe say what you might be focusing on, but my focus, my main focus for 2017 is the inner me. There's some things that I just need to get right and I need to set right. And there's some feelings and emotions that I'm going into 2017 with at my work, and I just got to deal with some stuff. And I got to make some moves in this year internally, and I got to make sure that I'm being my best self on the inside, that I'm listening to my inner voice and that my heart is what I get to do, my passion, and I get to do what I love. I mean, also, of course, this year I started back talking to you guys, and it's been awesome. You know, you guys are just phenomenal and you're great, and reading comments is like, if I'm having a bad day, I can just read a couple comments, and you guys are just so nice, and she's giving me a hard time, but I sometimes make her read comments too, but I shall probably read the comments on this video, so you better be nice, or I'll delete. I will delete, I promise. And I will block. No, I'm just joking. So, you know, going into next year, I'm looking at the inside because this was a stuff year. We got stuff. We got a house. We got cars. Our kids had an amazing Christmas. I had an amazing Christmas. I got headphones. I got a PlayStation. I don't even know what else is in here that I got, but I just got stuff. I got, we were able to buy my books. We didn't have to financially worry towards the end of this year going into the next year. We were able to get our kids everything we wanted to get them. We got other people gifts. I remember towards the end of the year we were going to save some money that was just extra, but I was like, you know what, we're going to spend this on ourselves, so we might as well spend it on others right now. And so we made sure that we could get the gifts that we wanted. We went on a second shopping spree, just the two of us, and probably spent like $500 on whatever else we had left. And yes, we got ourselves some stuff, but we wanted to make sure that we were the best blessing we could be. We broke the rules and gave gifts to the adults in the family, even though we weren't supposed to, like my brother and his wife and my mom. And if they don't like it, you know, give it back. I'll probably read the book I gave my brother anyway. But is there anything you're looking towards focusing on in 2017?
Well, you were all hyper working in me to be the best person I can be. And I'm not doing any of that, actually. I'm not focused on being the best person I can be. I do that on a daily basis. So I'd say that 2017 is just, I'm looking forward to growing, and I'm looking forward to taking on some more things that I had planned to do this year that I just didn't get around to. Building my businesses, right, building those.
I can't do that, I don't know why I tried. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
Building my businesses, taking the best care of my family that I can, staying with this guy, just being happy. I refuse to live a life that's not filled with joy and happiness, and so removing things that don't bring me that, or I can't find any joy, because sometimes you're in situations that suck, but there's joy hidden inside, and sometimes you're in situations that suck, and they just suck. And I refuse to be in those sucky situations anymore. Ooh, I found a kid who broke something. In 2017, I'm going to do a lot more spanking, probably. Let's be real. Go sit yourself down somewhere.
They broke my magnet doodle. Tanya's mom got me this for Christmas.
Everything's fixable. Everything's fixable.
Even hearts.
Anyway.
Alright, so this video is 1,000,000 years long. I hopefully cut it down to like 30 something, hopefully. But if not, I'm sure you guys are watching it anyway, because we're really cool people. I mean, we're like, you know, who wouldn't want to stare at us for like 30 minutes?
That's pretty narcissistic.
Presumptuous and yeah.
Ew.
I have a dark side. That's it. Anyway, this is your boy Kingdom Soldier, and
not Kingdom Soldier, and not your boy.
And we will see you in the next video. Peace out.